Hey internet, welcome to this week's Plan With Me video. It feels really weird to be filming today because it's actually not Sunday, it's actually Wednesday, so this is coming quite late and I'm not used to filming at home during the weekdays. This is my first week on long service leave and actually I'll get into it as I do the Plan With Me. The kit I'll be using is this one from the Coffee Monster Co. called Hop Into Spring because it is spring in Australia and Melbourne actually is starting to warm up. We are getting temperatures around the 20 degrees Celsius range, whereas for the longest time it was always around the low teens. So yesterday the weather was amazing. Today I haven't been outside, but it looks amazing outside. It was pretty cold this morning when I went out, but it's a little later in the day now and it looks really good. So I'm inspired to do a spring kit and so I thought this would be perfect. This is the week we'll be planning in. Feels a little weird because I'm usually used to planning right at the start for the rest of the week, whereas we are actually on Wednesday, so these 2 days have already passed. But that's okay, I know what I've been doing these 2 days, so I can kind of journal for these and then just plan ahead for these ones. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into the Plan With Me. I think first I'm just gonna do the bottom strip. I'm going to do some activity boxes, the weather stickers, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm on Monday. I'm gonna just change a few things. So this unpacked bags, I don't need to do that because I was really good this year. We landed from the Maldives on Sunday and I unpacked everything within like 30 minutes of getting home, I think. Like, I was very fast about it, packed everything away, put everything in the wash, so don't have to worry about that. Long service leave officially did start on Monday, so I should put a little something banner about this. So I really love the fact that this has glitter headers in this kit. I am obsessed with glitter headers. I just feel like they're so usable and functional and practical for all purposes. So I'm gonna put a little half box down. Try not to make it crooked. And I will just put this sticker on there. It's a bit of a big sticker, but that's okay. And then film this week's Plan With Me. That actually is happening right now. And then I did have Japanese lessons in the afternoon. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wipe this out and I'm just gonna mark down my Japanese lesson. My Japanese lessons have been moved. So the thing about them, which honestly kind of annoyed me, the way it was handled, they changed our teacher on us, at least, and the way we found out was on our last lesson, just before we left for our trip. Our teacher was like, this is our last lesson together, this is your new teacher, and introduced us to the substitute teacher we thought was just sitting with us for the day. So that was kind of weird. So we emailed the school to ask why. They said, oh, the scheduling had just changed, so that's why. And I just felt that was like, I didn't think that was a very good way of handling it. It was bad communication. Nobody had given us any warning. I don't feel like we should have been told on the end of our last lesson with our teacher that we wouldn't be seeing him anymore, especially because I understand the concept of like you pick up more if you learn from different teachers and stuff like that, but I also feel like we should be given that choice, or if not that choice, we should be told that's what's going to happen ahead of time so we can make that decision, especially because we had recently renewed our lessons for another like semester or term under the understanding that our teacher would be the same. Had we known our teacher would change, at least we could talk together, me and Tobias, and just come to a decision as to whether that's something we wanted to do or not. But I felt like that decision got taken away from us by them just changing the teacher without any warning. So that kind of really irritated me when it happened. I've got so much space here, I feel weird about it. But you know, I don't think it's a bad thing to have space. I wonder if I can just move this down so it's not such a big amount of space. Yeah, I'll just move it down just a little bit. So in the end, because we had a good rapport with our teacher. We've worked with him, we're very comfortable with him. So what we ended up doing instead was changing the time of our lessons. Because I'm on long service leave for the rest of the year, and our semesters go for like, well, terms I suppose go for 8 weeks, I actually can take lessons at 4:40 now during the day. And Tobias is able to do that because his workplace is way more flexible than mine. My job is not flexible in terms of like, because I can be told to go to a different country or state for the next how many weeks at a drop of a hat. I don't really have that luxury to be able to do things early. I mean, I was already taking a risk by taking these Japanese lessons to begin with, because if I was told to go overseas or interstate, I wouldn't be able to do them and I'd lose my deposit. But I felt that at least if they were on a Monday night, I could at least negotiate with work and ask them whether I could fly out on Monday night after my lessons or something like that, because they were so close to a weekend. But I've completely gone off track. So we moved the lessons to 4:40 just so we could keep the same teacher due to the scheduling. And also I've come to learn now that our teachers are actually kind of, you know, that concept of after people finish university, or maybe during university, they like go overseas on a work visa just to travel a little bit, then they come back and like find their actual job or whatever. I think that's what he's doing. I'm not 100% sure, but I get this feeling that is essentially what he's doing. So he got his degree from Canada, and I think he's just trying to travel and work in Australia for however long that visa will last, and then he's going to go back to Japan. So at some point we're going to have to change our teacher anyways, but at least I get the next 8 weeks or so, and potentially another 8 weeks, just because I think that will take us to the end of the year with him, to learn as much as possible so I can get as close to ready for the exam as much as possible. And then after that, we will at least knowingly make a decision as to whether we find a new teacher or we even change schools. And that's a possibility as well, because next year when I go back to work, I'm gonna have to do evening classes again, and if I have to travel, and that's quite a strong possibility, then that's a decision that we can actually make together, and we have a little bit more choice, and we have some time to think about it as well. But anyways, I spent a lot of time talking about Japanese lessons. What I'm going to talk about is all the vlogging I've been doing. So I was not sure whether I wanted to do like daily vlogs or vlogs during the period that I was taking long service leave. I thought it would be cool to do vlogs, but I didn't want to do daily vlogs because I think that would be too distracting. I thought I would spend more time vlogging and stuff like that rather than actually using the leave for what I intended to use it for. So I decided instead that I would vlog daily, but I think I'm going to turn them either into weekly vlogs or maybe upload a vlog every few days, depending on how long I vlog for. I just realized these are like identical but flipped. But yeah, depending on how long the vlogs go for, I might do that instead. So I have been vlogging every day, and I will tell you, it is one of the most therapeutic things. I've always loved vlogging because I felt like it always gave me a lot of courage to speak in public, and taught me to try and be a little bit more articulate with how I word things right on the spot. But the thing about this long service leave that I'm on is that because of my long service leave, I'm essentially on my own for a lot of the time. I don't really have like-minded individuals I can talk to every day, which I could at work itself. And so I almost find that the vlogging is very therapeutic. It's like I've got someone to talk to just kind of explain how I'm feeling, go through my thoughts and stuff like that. Because I will say, even though they may be my coworkers, I'm actually really close with my coworkers. I am very open about how I feel, both about my personal life and work with them. I mean, they're a little bit like an extended family, if you will. And so I'm very, I don't know, I really love being able to go in and talk to them and share my thoughts. And now that I don't actually go to an office with people there, it's really hard. It's like I have no one to really talk to. So the vlogging has helped so much. So yeah, if you want to see, and I've tried to be as candid and raw about things as much as possible, so I don't try and censor myself too much. It's always hard, like I don't intentionally try to censor myself, but it is always hard to, it's kind of like the way I see it. When I vlog, I have to assume that somebody at work that I may not want to see my vlogs will likely be watching my vlogs. I mean, They probably won't be because they've got better things to do, to be honest. But you've got to make that assumption just to play it safe. So I have to kind of think, who's somebody at work who I don't want to watch my vlogs? And what would I say to them? Like, how much would I be willing to say to them? And that's kind of always in the back of my mind when I am vlogging. Thing is, I don't really mind, like, my normal viewers. Like, I have no issue at all being open, and I would share so much with you guys. But the only reason I am, like, wary is because of people at work. That's what I mean by you kind of, like, subconsciously censor yourself, even though you don't mean to censor yourself. That just still is going to happen to some degree. I think that's just a very natural process. So try not to censor myself too much, but I think for the most part I haven't really censored myself. I've been very upfront with how I've been feeling, and it's been nice. It's been nice to express those thoughts to a camera, even if they can't respond and tell me, oh yeah, I think this as well. Like, it's just been really, it's been a nice process. So I've been enjoying that a lot. Yeah, so if you do want to see any of the vlogs, I'm not sure how many will be up live at the time this video goes up. I still haven't worked out the scheduling for my main channel because I'm more focused on just setting up things this week, getting things ready, and just trying to get into a good headspace this week. But eventually those vlogs will go live, and I can at least share it with you guys, and you can see what I'm feeling, which for the most part at the start of the week I was feeling very anxious, and I'm feeling quite a bit better now. I think I'm getting more and more used to just being here, like kind of working for myself, if you want to put it that way. I just kind of zoomed through the week, didn't I? I'm not sure if I explained what I was trying to do. I might explain the week as I go through it when I go back and write everything down. But it's the weekend, so I'm going to put down this weekend banner, which actually I could have just put up here without having to put the glitter headers down, but that's okay. I'll have the glitter headers just peek through a little bit. Oh, I do get quite a few comments about, can I just, like, because I cut off I'm just trying to straighten this up. I'm trying not to zoom in too much so you can see more of the spread, and so there's less likelihood of me like cutting this out and doing something here and not showing it, even though I totally just did that before. But the reason I don't zoom out completely so you guys can see the entire spread is, and I explain this in my vlogs because this is something that I tried to do as I was editing, is that my head cuts off. Like, my head has to come down on top of the planner to some degree so I can see what I'm doing, and if I'm too zoomed out then my head is essentially in the frame all the time, and let me tell you, you do not want to see my head in every frame. It is very distracting and it's not a pretty sight. So that's a big reason why I zoom in, just so I can kind of almost look over the camera, like I'm kind of hovering over the camera so I can still see what I'm doing and then still plan. So yeah, that's the main reason. I know people would still prefer if I just zoomed out so they don't miss anything, and I'm really sorry for that, but I think I would just have to find ways to get better at it, I suppose. So yeah, but that's the main reason that I have it more zoomed in. But I did try and zoom out a little bit more today, and I guess I'll see if I've caught my head in any of the editing later on when I do edit this video. So I have a film planned with me on Sunday. I guess weekends and days are just gonna start to blur in a little bit now because, I mean, every day is gonna be kind of a weekend for me, in the sense that my weekends were always like super productive days because those were the only time of the week that I could afford to do work, do my online stuff. And I'll put this pink full box here. My planner feels a little warped at the moment. Probably, I'm not sure if it's visible on camera. Ugh, it wasn't straight. Now it is a bit more straight. Like, the paper feels a little bit like warped now because I took this planner to the Maldives with me, and I think the humidity got to the paper, and so it's all a little bit wonky now, which kind of bums me out a little bit because I love pristine paper. But the way I've tried to see it now so I don't get too insane about it is that everything is like a memory. So yes, the paper's warped, but that's just kind of like, that makes it special. Those are the memories from the trip that I took when I took my planner with me, that sort of thing. So that's how I try and see it now, and it's made me a little less like, a little bit less anal about having everything a certain way. I actually have been tracking, I'm still going to track my steps here. I just realized there's no step, but that's okay. What I will do instead is put down this, and I'll just write steps in it. but I don't think I'm going to track hydration this week. I'm going to give it a break because I have been, well, I've been doing a lot of habit tracking in my bullet journal, but in terms of hydration, like most days I don't hit the 8 glasses of water, which is what I try to hit in order to get that box filled out in my bullet journal. So I use this journal to try and track how many glasses I am drinking. But I think I'm going to give that a miss this week. Now that I don't have to go into work every day full time, I'm kind of keen to experiment and track a few other things. I'll put this work title down. Because I think now that I've got this time off, a big fear of mine is wasting the time that I'm not here. Like, I'm just gonna, like, I really don't want to just waste the time that I'm here and then next year I go back to work and feel like I accomplished nothing. I mean, it's a big fear of mine that that's going to happen, so I want to try and be as diligent as possible and use my time as effectively as possible. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of the journal. I'll turn the camera off, fill it out, come back, and then I'll explain to you what my week is like, what I'm planning to do. And yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and this is the entire spread. It is so Easter-esque. Oh, it matches my nails, I just realized. Even though it is not Easter at all in Australia, but it's spring, so I feel like it's still very appropriate. Hop into spring. So, as you can see, I've already done some of the items here because this is the stuff I did the last 2 days, and then this is today. This is my plan. So Monday, I'm just going to quickly run through it and then talk about any extra stickers I put down. Monday, I was working in my city office. It's the start of my long service leave, and I basically just did a lot of video work, just editing. So I uploaded, you would have seen my bullet journal video and my travel kit video, which should already be live by this point. I had my Japanese lesson, and then on Tuesday I stayed at home, and it was a massive cleanup day because I have a home room study office thingy. I share it with Tobias, but it's mostly just got my crap everywhere because I'm incredibly messy in comparison to Tobias. So I spent the entire day just tidying it up. It's all very tidy now, but there's lots of like sections that I need to actually go through and really throw out what I need and what I don't. You know how you kind of just section things off just so you can keep the room tidy? That's essentially what I did because it was a lot of stuff. I actually woke up super early yesterday to try and return a package to Apple. I purchased the wrong item. It's completely my own fault, but the return process is not very clear, so I need to do some more research. So that didn't work out. I'm going to try and do it again on Friday. Today, filming day, so I filmed today's Plan With Me video, and I've got 2 more videos to film, and I'm going to be cutting some new release stickers coming out next week. I have to check the timetable, I've completely forgotten. I'll be heading into the city tomorrow, so I'll be working from there, and when I go to the city office, it's mostly just to do a lot of computer work, which is around editing videos, so I'll be doing that. But I think I'm going to spend a couple hours actually in my day job office because there's an announcement going on and I want to be around for that. And then I've got another set of Japanese lessons to do. Oh, I just realized I've got to get my Japanese homework done. A second Japanese lesson just because we missed one when we were in the Maldives, so I'm just doing a catch-up lesson. Then I'm going into the city again on Friday because it's the last day for some of my actually not some, for one of my coworkers who's leaving, so I just want to do lunch and drinks and stuff with him. But I'm also going to visit Violet, who's going to be helping me design some new kits. So I've got 3 designs that we want to try and tackle. Not sure how that's going to go because I'm going to break halfway through to go to lunch with my coworkers, but we'll see. Fingers crossed everything goes well. Saturday, I've got, oh, this sticker, by the way, is labeled with love. This Obsessed with Cute. This is Once More with Love. This, I think it's Doodles, and I'll link all the shops down below, and this one's Nightingale. But then on Saturday, I'm headed to the office again, but this time I'm working on kind of like an application software, just like a small little, I guess, IT idea with some friends. So we try to catch up once a month to try and see the progress on that. And then I don't really know what else I'm going to be doing on the weekend because I've got this all covered so far. But I assume it will be a lot of, like, if the designs come out good, I'll be spending the weekend printing, cutting, photographing them to get to the store as soon as possible. I've got to film next week's Plan With Me video on Sunday, although we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that is pretty much my entire week. So my first week working for myself, so far so good, but I feel like I'm using my time pretty well. So yeah, anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this Plan With Me video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, then be sure to subscribe. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.